So,
hold that thought.
hold that thought. Hold on.
Good.
Let the role play be recorded. So an update. Hopefully, Justin will show up during the update. We left off last time. You guys were crowned champions of the Proving Ground. You went to the House of the Voices and celebrated, enjoyed a lot of luxury, and some of you got to make out with weird snake women, while others got to do whatever they wanted to do.
Lucky bastard.
Didn't have much luck with your blue Genasi woman, did ya?
Nope.
I got some snake boobies.
I was trying to touch some water boobies.
I don't feel nothing. My hands just feel wet.
My hands are wet.
It's like washing my hands. You
This water's cold.
I hate it. You guys enjoyed a very fun and celebratory night after being crowned the champions of the Proving Ground. Your families were there, chieftains, close friends, all in this huge celebration. Afterwards, you, on the next day, hungover, you guys boarded a military vessel heading towards Jaghuis, the city of the Polisi and the collective military force. And that is where we left off. Now, you are on this vessel. There are a couple of soldiers there. You see them wearing this black leather armor with a black leather leggings. Each one seems to be very attuned to how the boat works. They are milling about. There are 3 voices that came along with you. The head voice. And if you guys will look under Ashmite Collective, I'll show players. I have listed all the voices that and their names. And
The voice of reason.
yeah, so just a little tidbit. The high voice, obviously, he oversees the voices. His name's Brewhum Coldheart. The voice of reason is Offrith Clow. Basically, she is the female tabaxi that you guys had seen there. She basically is the tying vote.
Yeah.
Yep. She's a little cutie patootie. So if there's a
Initiate furry porn.
Furry, though.
if there
He's
is
gonna turn full-blown corruption of champions in here.
Oh god, no, not like this.
please God,
Sign up for this.
please. So if there's a tie within the votes, she will be the one to cast her vote to break that tie. Then the other representatives of each of the tribes and territories or clans. Yours is Pyre Wendigo Tick. Yours obviously is Quilk Strongbow Freemt. And
Mine's who again?
Quilk Strongbow. He's with the
Quilk
police.
Strongbow. Let me make sure I remember that, commit that to memory.
And then Brewhum Coldheart is Draxus. And obviously we all know Gigascrote Bigarath being leader of Skinkfarts clan. And then Bolg is Zunturuk Stone Leader. That is Bolg's representative. So on this boat, Brewhum, Afrith, and Quilk are all traveling with you along the river. Some of the sailors tell you guys that it's going to take 2 days to get there. And the boat is a decent size. You each have your own small quarters that you're able to put your gear in, put all your equipment that you've taken for the trip in there. The soldiers and the sailors live in kind of this large middle area, but is also the eating area. And the boat is actually powered by these two massive paddles that are being spun by some kind of magical instrument in the very back of the ship. And it is driving it actually against the current as you head north along the river.
I can't wait to get on the road again.
Are you pausing or?
I'm pausing.
I
So
wish to be singing that to myself as we're on the boat.
Justin just showed up.
there,
What's up, Justin?
Justin,
Justin!
welcome back. We just
Just
started
in
Skink
time.
Fart. The river that you guys are on is fairly wide, probably close to 500 to 1,000 feet width as you guys travel upwards. This is the main river that cuts through Ashmite and comes from the Strigoi Plains. There's massive trade river. You guys do see several other boats on the river. Some of them look similar to yours in the paddle nature. Others are being driven either by oar or through sail. But there are merchant ships passing by. There are fishing vessels on the river. And on your boat, there's probably about 25 to 30 people, sailors, you, and the captain of the vessel, and the three voices that have joined. Anything you guys speak with, ask questions?
Which three voices joined us again?
Bruham, Afrith, and Quilk.
Brom, Affleck,
The first three.
The first three.
nice. See, my representative was cool enough to come here.
Do you wish to talk to him or ask him anything?
Not really.
Not
I just
really.
want to kind of, when I sing to myself on the boat, singing on the road again.
Okay.
Did you say this was a military vessel, or
Mm-hmm.
are there like training dummies or?
Nope, no training dummies. The boat is more wide than tall, but there are what look like armored plating around the base of it, with arrow slits built into them. There's no like artillery or anything on the boat. It just seems to be more of a transport, but you know it is military in make by the soldiers being on there, the sailors. Obviously, it's transporting the voice.
Right. Guess I'll go to the front of the boat. I'll practice my form with my sword.
Okay. What did the rest of you guys on the first day on the boat?
I am going to be singing to myself and just trying to get in that fresh air.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna walk up to the high voice Bruham Coldheart.
Okay. He's a very large Luxodon. Probably stands. How tall are you?
5'11".
So he's a good almost 4 feet taller than. Massive in build. He's got a trunk that's probably as long as your body, you could surmise. And these tusks, and they have gold. You see gold inlaid along the tusks. And he looks down. Ah, Master Tick.
Well, I didn't even say anything to him first.
Oh.
So, never mind.
What were you gonna say?
No, you ruined it, Jacob. It's okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I reversed it. Go ahead.
Holy shit! Is it possible to learn this power?
What are you gonna say?
Uh, Oi! Brewham! Can you hear me up there?
Hello? Is there a mouse about? Oh.
Yeah, you shit cunt, look down here.
He turns around with his big ass smile on his face. Ah, Master Tick. It is a pleasure.
Likewise, mate.
I forgot he was
So,
Australian.
so where we going?
We are going to the city of Jaghuis.
Jaghuis, huh? What can you tell me about it?
It is the main location of the collective military force. It's also the base for the police. Uh, the military base, essentially. There's also the tree called the Heart of the Jungle. You'll see it before we even get close to it. Perhaps by the end of the day. Give me a history check.
History check.
I have a disadvantage.
Oh, I don't know.
It's okay. You rolled a 10, which is fine. So you remember your mother. My goodness, I was just looking at her. Rain? Is that how you're going?
Rien.
Rien. You remember your mother Rien telling you about the Heart of the Jungle, which is this towering tree that is about half a mile in height and about the same in width. And it is considered the center of the Ashmite culture or the Ashmite jungle. You don't know much about it other than just that. And always, it's never, I don't know if it's been a curiosity to you, but that is what you know as far as what the Heart of the Jungle.
Okay. So this Heart of the Jungle, a big ass tree.
Yes.
It's like the center of Ashmite, isn't it? I used to
Yes.
hear stories about that when I was a child. What's so special about it other than it's right smack dab in the bloody middle of this place?
You so eloquently put, it is the biggest bloody tree in Ashmite.
Well, great. What's so fucking special about a big ass tree?
Don't know. But that is where the policey house out of. And when I was a policey years ago, I lived there, just as you are about to live there. It is a
So,
comfortable place to sleep and live.
so we went through a forest for days trying to hunt and kill 15 bloody other people more just so we could go live in a tree and be police.
Essentially.
All right.
Our
Fair enough.
forefathers may be confusing, but the proving ground has proved that putting teams and parties together that would be adverse or potentially clash and forcing them to work together can show that the people of Ashmite can work together. That is why you go through the proving ground. That is why you were chosen to be with the rest of your Jacktaw.
Righto. I don't even bloody know these people. Who the fuck are they? I guess I'll have to find out myself. All right. Thanks, boss.
You're welcome, Master Tick. Anybody else doing anything?
Uh, ah,
Skinkfurt?
I'm pondering what I missed.
You haven't missed much. Basically, we started on the boat.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool. I guess Skink Fart and Bolg are just gonna like wonder as they actually, for the first time in their lives, are free and have a mission, and they're.
Okay.
Give me a few seconds. I literally woke up the instant that I got on. Like I fell asleep in my chair.
It's all good. It's all good.
There was like 20 minutes there. Tyler was going to bed.
Mhm.
Between that time and getting ready for D&D, I passed the fuck out. Sorry.
It's all good.
Courtney came in there and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Wake up!" So sorry. I'm ready. I'm getting there. Just give me a second.
Oh, you're good.
I will start drinking and we'll be all right.
Sounds good. So, Draxus, as you're
Beer
training,
cures everything.
Bruham comes to you and trains with you, teaching you some more basic skills and other aspects of your calling. And so, at the end
Is
of the
he on the boat with us?
Yep, he is on the boat. Everybody's on the same boat. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. Skink Fart, I'd probably be talking to him the whole time if you have anything specific to say. I didn't know what the setting was.
To whom?
Skink Fart would be talking to the elven guy until he told him to go away.
Oh, the elf guy isn't on here. There's only 3 of the voices that came: the High Voice, the Voice of Reason, and Quilk, the voice of the fleet.
Okay, so my elf guy's not there.
Mm-mm. Yeah, they only brought the 2 most important, and then one other representative.
Where'd the elf guy go? What did you tell me last?
He said to be prepared. Remember? Did you take your notes?
Yes, I took some notes from last week, but I didn't know if he had anything else to say before departure.
No. He just told you about that investigation. The investigation's going to be and then push forward.
Yeah, I got the investigation part. I just didn't know if he had any last goodbyes. I thought he might be on the boat, so no, we're square now.
Cool.
So yeah, we're just like chilling and looking down into the water and out into the jungle.
All right. So for the next 2 days, you are on this military vessel. At the end of the first day, the sailors point out the heart of the jungle, just northeast of your position as you're moving the river. And this tree is massive. You see the top of the canopy of this tree. And they said, when you see it, you know you're about a day away. And it is gigantic. Most of you have never seen, in fact, all of you have never seen something this massive.
Where is it on the map?
It is right where Jaghuis.
Sounds sexy.
Here.
Oh, I was looking for a big ass tree.
Yeah, not yet. It'll get there. I can put one on there. God tree. So if there's anything else you guys wish to discuss with each other, we'll head right to Jaghuis.
To Jaghuis.
I'm ready.
Hey, were you speculating whenever you said that you wanted to talk about the history between players or whatever? If somebody wanted to ask a question when you created that channel, or did Kevin actually really want to know?
Do what now?
That's what I was about to ask. I was like,
I was
what?
asking Jacob.
What do you mean? Oh no,
You
no, no.
created
Oh no.
the
That was
channel
just
and
that was just
they
an
kept it
example. That was just an example.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I didn't realize if that was I was gonna bring that up if that conversation was gonna happen right now.
Right. What I was saying before you got on is I think that you guys should have those conversations because y'all have only known each other for a week and a half now, and
Feels like a lifetime.
yeah, and I mean, y'all were thrown into this crazy competition, not knowing each other, forced to essentially work together to hunt and kill other people that were in the similar situation, and you were crowned champions at the end of it. And now you're being told that the five of you are going together to head to Jaghuis, and now you're going to be a part of this organization called the Police. And that's why I was saying that, you know, your characters don't know anything about the other characters, but here you are now working together, you know.
I know all I need to know about him. Little bitch.
Well, some of these conversations have happened while we were camping, because we did camp
Yep.
in the proving grounds, and I remember specifically having a little bit of a background conversation with each of the guys.
Mm-hmm. A smidgen. Yep. You are correct.
So I think at this particular point in time, if there are questions, it'd probably be more like, what are we gonna do next? What do you guys think?
I had no idea.
We we definitely don't know exactly who each of the party members is. Just kind of a general idea.
No, I think I know probably the least about you, but I remember Tristan talking about his character saying he's a farmer and
I'm a
Came-
farmer.
he came here to but and take names and he doesn't really know why.
No, I never said why I was here, but yeah.
I mean, I do feel like there's definitely more that we could talk to each other about. There's some things that are kind of, I don't know, curious.
Things, Carl.
By curious.
Okay, so taking a step in the direction that we want to be, we're on a boat going to a new
Motherfuckers.
job that we don't know.
I'm on a boat.
Motherfucker, don't you ever
Imagine,
Well,
don't you imagine where your character would be at, given that he's with a bunch of people he didn't know.
well, here's the thing too. You guys have all seen the interaction between the High Voice, basically the ruler of the Ashmite of everybody, has called Draxus his son multiple times in front of
You
you
faced
guys.
Draxus.
And they share the same last name.
I don't think they're related. It's probably a very common name.
So there is that, and the fact that he may know more about the situation that you guys are getting yourself into.
The elf guy? Or the elephant guy?
No, the orc that's with you, the half orc.
The orc.
Oh yeah, that bastard stepson.
Mm-hmm. So
Da orc.
Wait, who the fuck just left?
I was
Keegan did.
Oh, I didn't even hear him come in here. Fucking-
All right, so take your silence that we're just gonna keep moving forward. So over the next day, as you get closer and closer to Jacques, you see the tree grow larger and larger until you cut around a bend, and then you see off in front of you, about 1,000 feet, a very large stone wall. that sits about 500 feet from the edge of the jungle. It looks like there has been deforestation. They have cut down all the trees and vegetation between the jungle and this stone wall. The tree is just looming over you guys. It seems to cast its own shadow, its own basically cloud effect in a huge area around the base of it. As you guys get closer and closer, you see as you round the bend and go around the wall, a very large proceeding happening in front of you. As you get near the docks, you see thousands of soldiers all wearing black helmets, black armor, black leggings, each one holding a spear and a shield. On the back, you can see a bow and a quiver filled with arrow. And we rip that.
The tree, does it have leaves or is it like a dead tree,
It has
thriving tree?
leaves, massive leaves. Each leaf seems to be the size of the boat that you are on.
Float one of these motherfuckers down the river.
Um, so here we go. This is what you see as you round the bend on the river. Ranks of these soldiers standing there at attention. As you get closer to the dock, you see
Bunch of unsullied, huh?
you see
right.
all units.
Do we see Khaleesi?
Do
Where's
you
Khaleesi?
do you see it? Do you see her? And Jon Snow. uh, you you see what looks completely opposite of these very freshly clean, highly organized soldiers. About 30 to 40 of ragtag looking people. These people are wearing armors much like your own. Each one seems to be in various styles. Each person seems to be carrying or wielding different weapons of different shapes and makes.
But how many soldiers are there?
Give me a perception check. It's pretty good. All right. So as you are rounding the bend and you're seeing these rank and file, you start counting, and you surmise over 2,000 soldiers are present.
Okay.
And uh, and as you're looking from that perception check, you can tell that there are 30 of these ragtag people standing in front.
And the soldiers and the people, they're waiting for us to arrive, or
Yeah, you get from your understanding of and your background, you know that this is a military procession. They are waiting for basically the high voice to present himself, and they are there as a show of arms towards you, the champions. And the people that are standing in the front, um, there are 4 people that you see out of the 30 that are a little further forward as you get closer to the dock. And these 4 are actually wearing really, really nice armor. As you guys get closer to the dock, you see a very tall green dragonborn with these long horns coming off of his head. He has a silver and gold armor on and a long black cape. He doesn't have a weapon on him. Draxus, give me a history check.
Mr. V? History as fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah. So with that roll, you actually hit the DC. You know all four of these people. You've actually met all four of these people. This is you see High Commander Gallic.
High Commander who?
Gallic. I just posted
Gallic?
him.
Gallic gun.
And he stands in the middle of the four people a little further, while the other three stand behind him. The next person you guys see is a very tall female Minotaur. She stands a little taller than Gallic, but she wears this thick brown leather armor over her. Even from the distance you guys are at as you're docking, you can see her long white horns distinctly on her. The next person that you see is a very short female elf. Commander Freemoth, as you know her, Draxus. The other one was Commander Shallan. And next to Commander Freemoth is Commander Howler. These four people seem a lot different than the other ragtag 26 other people that are standing behind them. Each one seems to be standing a little bit more upright, a little bit more regal, definitely having that air of authority. And as you dock, the high voice Ruham goes to the front of the ship, puts a hand up, and you hear all the soldiers yell a cry and salute, and it echoes across the river.
What is the cry?
I don't know.
There we go.
I, that was a good curveball right there. We'll say that they all yell collective, and
Nice.
and you see them raise their spears and slam them on the ground, and the soldiers and the sailors finish the docking and they put the gangplank on, and the four commanders walk towards the boat. They begin their greetings to Bruham, Afrith, and Quilk. You guys feel the presence of, hey, this is a formality, we probably should just follow. As they take you onto the dock and towards a very large building, middle by the docks. Sorry. Exactly. So you see the very large tree looming in the center of Jaghuis. You head towards a very large stone structure. Looks like it's the only stone structure in this entire complex besides the walls. And as the procession moves into this structure, the soldiers start dispersing. You see the ragtag group of people start heading towards the tree. And you all now stand in a very large, what looks like a command room. There's a large table in the middle of this room, and you see a map of Ashmite laid down before, with all the territory lines of each race distinctively made. You see what look like soldiers and boats pieces that are standing up that have been moved around table. You can see the scrape marks along the paint. And you see a couple of these soldiers that are along the border between what says the Ashmite and the Strigoi, and then you see another soldier by Wilhelm and Ashmite, and you see a couple of boats out in the middle of the water of the ocean. Commander Gallic turns to the five of you and salutes you. He takes his hand, balls it in a fist, his right hand, and places it over his left chest, and he bows respectfully. Welcome to Jaghuis.
Well, I'm gonna kind of give him a little bow back.
I'm gonna
Give him a quite elegant bow.
salute and bow.
I will attempt the salute that he just did.
Okay, give me a. You. I was gonna do like the Geralt thing in The Witcher. But you, I mean, it's a pretty simple bow, and you give him a slight one, and he doesn't smile. He doesn't have any expression upon his face as he looks at the five of you. Says, "Congratulations on being champions, proving you are now Polisi."
But just
Well,
like
ain't
that,
something?
Just like
What
that.
is our first task as policing?
First task will be going to your rooms, settling in.
oh, I like this guy.
Ooh, you hear that, Vogue? We get rooms.
And he puts his hand out, and you see a elf, a wood elf, with this long brownish gold hair. He walks over and he hands each one of you a wooden tablet with a symbol and scrawled on it. And he says, "This is your mark as a Polisi. There are 3 things that we abide by: protect the collective, honor the collective, serve the collective. Now that you are Polisi, I expect you to adhere to those 3 simple."
Can you go over them again? I just want to make sure I know 'em.
With this power, you will be given.
Bree's like staring like really intently.
With this power, you will be given certain rights and customs among the other races of Ashmite. I expect you to not abuse these privileges. Alethtar, and he motions towards the wood elf, sergeant of the house. He will take you to your room where you will be allowed some time to settle in, enjoy Jaghuis. Until I give you your first assignment.
Appreciate it.
No,
Get all that, Brent. He said you can go to sleep now, little buddy.
So here, Lisi. You guys see that?
Let me see. Yes.
So this is
Protect
the
the collective.
symbol that they gave you, and on this tablet,
Is it like a badge, like you put on your chest? Or?
it's a little wooden tablet that's about 3 inches wide, 5 inches long, and it's got this symbol placed upon it. There's a hole at the top of it. Looking at it, you could put it on something or wear it as a necklace or put it in your bag. You know,
What is it made of?
it's made out of wood, and this is branded into the wood. You can definitely see that.
Cool.
And they did drill holes in the top of it.
There's a hole drilled in the top of it. And so the wood elf that handed you these things, Alathar, says, "Well, welcome home. Come with me." And he begins walking out of the command chambers. The three voices that came with you stay, along with the four commanders, as you proceed out into Jaghuis. Stand now at the front of the command center, which is location 2. And Alistar turns to you and says, "Well, what do you want to fucking know?"
Do we see any vendors or anything around? Or is it just all campsite?
Well, ask Alistar.
Alatar, would our room happen to come with winches?
No.
Would there
Yeah.
happen to be a bathhouse around?
No. A whorehouse or a like clean yourself house?
Whorehouse.
No. Very quickly. No.
Well,
Are
I
there
was
whore-
I was
are there
asking
whores
like
in the
more from a
bathhouse?
perception point of view. Do I
Oh.
just see nothing but tents, or
roll,
do I see?
roll me a perception. So just off the bat before we go into depth based on your roll. You do see a very extremely large tree. In front of you is a large statue that stands about 15 feet tall of a Luxodon, a very regal looking Luxodon. Excuse me. You can't roll for bold, just skink fart. You do see a very wide open area around the base of the tree. Some of the soldiers that you saw earlier are performing drills in this massive area. You surmise that this may be the training grounds. You do off to your right, since you are here. You do see off to your right, location 7, a very large looking tent, and you see black smoke coming from the top of it, and you can hear the clanging of metal coming from there. Off to the left, you see another very large, what looks like a hide building, that you really can't tell from your perception roll what it would be. Uh, but other than that, you really can't see anything else. You see some other structures. This number 4 and number 6, you don't see number 5. But you do see all the houses. And now that you're standing there, the 5 of you, you see families. There's women and children that are running around. As these soldiers are training, they seem to stay pretty damn clear of the open area around the tree. That seems to be a military personnel only location. You see a couple of the ragtag looking people with the different armors and weapons. They seem to be around the base of the tree right now, and you see a very large opening in the front of it. So that's what you see right now. And go. Synopsis of Jacques. So when you're looking at the tree, you do see structures that are built around the sides of this tree, going extremely high up into it. You see towers and battlements surrounding the tree. You see there's some places and portions that have a lot of lanterns being shown. Towards the lower end, you see what looks like arrow slits that have been built into or cut out of the tree all the way around it. So you stand now with Alatar, and he says, "What do you guys want to know?"
Well, I think being new members of the police, would you mind giving us a tour of the place? I think we should know just where we are, and What kind of people are here, if you don't mind?
All right. Sounds fair enough. Since you're noobs and everything.
Where do these
Right.
people come from?
Do it. I didn't hear you. Sorry, Jess.
Asked where the people came from.
What people? You mean the soldiers or
These families, kids
Oh.
and women.
they're the families of the soldiers? They live here with their husbands or wives, and they perform servant tasks as a way to make an income while working, while their significant other performs military duty for the Ashmite.
Oh. Do they make these families here? Or are they from before?
Some of them are born here. I mean, look at that child, and he points to what looks like a 3 or 4-year-old, but she stands about as tall as you do, Skink Fart. I mean,
When do they have time to talk to other sexes?
there's a lot of downtime here. I mean, we're not at war or anything, you know? So
Then
it's.
what do you do all day?
I enjoy a drink and a gamble. And that I typically find. And he points over to that large structure to the number 3. And he says, "That is the Tavern of Heroes. It's run by a jolly old fellow named Halbin.
So you're telling me y'all do nothing but just sit around and drink all day?
I do. But I don't know about the rest of these people. I mean,
I don't think I'm gonna like you here very much.
and he points towards the people that are around the base of the trees. Some of the some of the different armored and different weapon people that you saw earlier. And he said, "Those are police, though, and typically they are sent out on missions. There are a total of 50 police in force. I am one of them, but I am also sergeant of the house, so I don't leave the house."
As he's explaining this to the group, I'm walking towards the tavern.
The what?
I said, as he's explaining this to the group, I'm walking towards the tavern before he finishes his
And
sentence.
he says, hey, Mr. Privileged, you're not privileged anymore. You stay with the group, the tour group, please."
Please don't wander off on your own. No photos, no cameras.
If you continue walking, you'll need to roll a constitution constitution saving throw.
Oh, no, definitely not. Just wanted to get a drink before the day's over.
And you shall after we get done. In fact, I will buy your first round. Yes,
I think
things
I'm gonna
still
like
cost here.
Well, you can't beat that with a goblin cock.
Yes.
Fucking righto, mate.
Very well. What would you like to see first? There are a lot of fun things around here. We have a dead pit, if you want to see dead bodies. We have a shit pit, if you wish to see shit.
What do you have a dead pit if you're not at war?
People die. I mean, it's only natural.
You
You
throw
don't
them in
bury
a
the
pit.
dead?
We do. That is why it's called a pit.
So how about
don't-
we start with this building over here? The one with the big ass smoke coming from it. What's that?
Oh, so that is where Holland is. Come with me. And he kind of skips a little bit, and
He's like the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
yeah, except that he doesn't have cocaine addiction. So he walks you over to this structure. As you guys get closer, it's pretty obvious this is a blacksmith. You see a very large tent, a set of tents. Each one seems to have this black smoke coming out of it. As you guys get closer, he points out to what looks like a very old police, very old human. And he is sharpening a scimitar as you enter into the Smith of Honor. And Alatar says, "Hey, Holland, got some noobs here." And
Oops.
this older black man stops what he's doing and looks
Wait,
at
he's
you
black.
guys.
All right, I'm gonna walk the other way.
You have been surrounded by black people.
I think everybody is black.
All-
You're the only white person
Yeah,
here.
you're the abnormality.
I'll talk to y'all guys
Oh.
later.
Racism doesn't dare, boy.
Uh,
So this is Holland. And he looks at you, and he's got these white, solid eyes. And he says, "Oh, Alethar, come to bring me more shit stools?" And Alatar kind of holds back a laugh. That's a different story for another day. Yes! The proving ground fellas are here. The champions. And he, even with these white eyes, give me a medicine check, Skink Fart.
Medicine
And
is fuck.
Draxus.
Medicine is fuck. So I gotta reopen my sheets.
Beast.
Well, I was trying to look at the map, damn it.
Just double click on the top and it tabs out. So Draxus, you know that he is blind. His eyes are theoretically blind, but he seems to look at each one of you individually, and he puts his right hand in a fist, puts it across his left chest, and bows.
I'll do the same.
I'm gonna try to do the exact same bow.
Now, after I bow, I'm gonna side shuffle to the left. We'll try and pick up something off the wall.
And you see swords and armor, very finely honed swords, lining the walls around. As you get closer, he looks in your direction, says, "Get back, orc."
Not an orc, I'm an elf.
Smelled like both.
Yeah, I was wondering about that myself. Are you an orc or an elf?
It's a story for another day.
Seems like he's one of those half breeds.
Alatar jiggles too.
A shit stool half breed.
A shit stool.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
He said it. And Holland looks at the five of you and says, "I am Holland. I am the master blacksmith here. I have 2 apprentices. You will see them around. Bourbon, and the... Sorry. I tried to think. The other is Dren. They will assist you with any repairs that you need done I only take care of custom orders, and you need to prove yourself.
What does it take to prove yourself?
Not die.
Can you do me a favor if you're the blacksmith? Can you help me sharpen my little wood cutting axe here? Just gonna kind of take out my axe and try to hand it to him.
He doesn't put his hand, takes his hand, he does not take his hands off the sword that he was sharpening. And he looks at you and an eyebrow raises. Perhaps in time you'll learn your place. Yorben! And as he yells that, you see a dwarf run around. This long brown hair and a very long brown beard, wearing a blacksmith apron. And, yes, Master Holland. Sharpen his axe. Yes, Master Holden. He comes over and grabs the axe
Well, thank you there.
and runs to behind the tent. At the same time, you see Drin appear. Drin is a lizard folk from Akedis. And he comes in and says, Master Holland, we are having issues with the forge again. I apologize. I did not realize that the champions were here. And he salutes you in the typical salute you've seen.
Salute him
Good.
back.
Salute him back.
Try to do the little salute back.
Holland's doing this?
Dren.
You said he's a lizard guy.
Mm-hmm. As you see him, he's got black scales and a white belly, with these kind of yellowish black eyes. And he salutes back and says, Master Holden, perhaps I will come back to you with this issue again at a better time. And Holden puts his hand up and says, no. Perhaps our new champion will have an answer.
I mean, we're not really blacksmiths, so can't say we could be much use helping to fix a forge. We just came to drop in and say hello. You know?
Very well.
Do you know it needs fixing, or do you just need another hand?
I need fixings.
Know what to do?
Well, I have an issue that I could attend to if I wanted, but my orders occupy me. I have a forge over at the armor tent that can't seem to stay lit.
Have you tried giving it cocaine?
I am looking for somebody to come up with a device that could make it lit, keep the fires burning.
Make it lit AF.
Have you tried charcoal?
Charcoal is what we use.
I know back home we'd put a little flax wrapping around a bit of dead grass and it would light it for quite some time.
Interesting theory. I have posted on the board that I am looking for assistance with this. Whoever gives me the best idea, I will either pay them in gold or offer services.
Do you not have wizards that can keep the fire lit?
Would, if they were here.
Wait, we know a wizard. Gonna kind of just point at the little goblin.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and look directly down at the ground. It's King Fart. Straight down.
You're looking straight down at me?
Why are you doing that? He's on Bolg.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll look straight up at him.
I missed what you asked me. Is what I'm saying.
You're a wizard, right?
Well, yes.
Fireball,
Hey.
hint, hint.
See, I told you he will wizard.
Light his forge.
I don't know fire magic.
I don't need a light. I need something to keep it.
Well, how about we give this a little bit of thought tonight, and we'll come back to you if we have any
Is
ideas.
this the only forge?
Yeah, yes. Hello?
Any ideas?
Besides
Ideas,
the,
anyone?
besides the flax thing, that's all I got.
I mean, I do not need an answer tonight. You can come back later if you wish. It's just whoever
What?
gives me the device or a means.
What are you trying to do already?
Right now, one of my assistants sits there with a blower and pushes air into it, while the other works the metal. And it's tedious, as I have large orders, and he looks kind of at the swords and weapons around you. And I need my assistants each working on a forge themselves, not having to do this as a team.
Why don't you use the power of the wind?
What power?
Caught me on a blank. Fuck.
Well,
You can
Alvtar,
build a mill to feed the fire.
design one. Bring me back a drawing of some sort, and if it works, you will have my service. Or
Now, if this
my
was
gold.
Minecraft, I could build him something. This was Minecraft.
Alvtar, I believe we are done here. And Alvtar says, "Well, guys, sounds like we need to move on."
Nice to meet
But
you,
my
Holden.
axe.
Your axe will be delivered to your room.
Oh, all right.
As we're walking out, I'm gonna keep my back facing him. Holland, how'd you know I was an orc?
Your smell.
I don't believe you're blind.
And Alvtar's like, "Oh no, he's fucking blind. Let's move."
Chop, chop.
Come on.
That motherfucker's blind as hell.
I'm gonna draw my sword and cut his head off.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
Said it did it. Everybody kill Draxus.
Crucify! Crucify!
So now he takes you. Good God, Jeremy.
Sorry.
Fuck. Put the candy down, fatty.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just so good.
Or mute yourself.
Okay, it's done. It's
All
out.
right. So he takes you further south now, towards another tent, but this one has been elevated. Seems to be sitting on a very large stone base. This tent is massive, and the top of it, you can tell that it's opened to the sky. And Alistar points at it and says, "That is the temple of the gods. That you can worship any god you wish, at any time you want, and there are no priests, preachers, baptisms, whatever the fuck you think.
What if the only god I need is the ace of spades?
If that is what you worship, then that is there. It is a place of prayer and of healing as well. You will see healers. They are not preachers. And he puts those quotation fingers up when he says those things. And he says, you go there when you're sick and you come out feeling better. Now, if you wish to go in there, you can, but I'm not going fucking in there. We can move on to the next place.
Let's keep on moving. We'll let those fuckers pray in peace.
They'll follow Thar.
Bold.
Battle cow initiate.
He says, good, we're all godless men here. Perfect. Alright, we move forward. And he skips along, and then he brings you up to the very southern building. This building you guys have not seen from your vantage points yet. This building is the only place where you see grass and flowers and jungle. Everywhere else on this whole premise has the stone paving or dirt. The only other thing that you've seen that's been similar to a tree is obviously the heart of the jungle.
The tree.
Yeah,
big
the
tree.
massive thing that you can't miss. And he points at this building. You see one entrance in, and you see two soldiers standing in front of this entrance. And he points at it and says, this is the Druid Circle. You are not allowed in there unless you are a druid.
Right, let's keep fucking moving. What's the point of this place?
Well, the point of this...
I've been known to talk to animals in my day.
He said that...
something of a druid myself.
He says, well, the point of this place is to keep that, and he points at the very big tree, alive, and to understand the force nature, hoo-ha.
They wanted to keep that tree alive. Why did they plant it on top of a fortress with no soil?
That sounds like a stupid question. There are stupid questions. We must all understand that there are not... that they are not all smart ones. Well, good sir, it's more like the fortress was built around the tree. That tree apparently has been alive since Pelor first created this world. And supposedly, this is the first tree that he ever planted, if you believe that kind of hoopla. I don't believe the horse shit. I just think this tree was an abnormality, grew to massive sizes, and nobody fucking cut it down. Instead,
Praise
they...
Pelor.
Ugh.
So why do you need all these cunts to keep it alive? It's been alive so long. Was it fucking dying or something?
Well, look at it. We've built into it. You are going to live inside of that.
Like, we're living inside of a tree?
Yes. That is where the Polisi live. That'll be the last place we go to, obviously, besides the bar. And he claps his hands. On to the next place.
Next.
Next, we will go and see Groomsh, and you'll like him. And as you guys walk,
You say gooch.
Groomsh,
Group?
Groomsh, Groomsh.
Sounds like a lumbering noise that
Oaf.
you would make.
So, as you get closer, you see a smaller building, but you see some white smoke coming from some chimneys out of the back end. As Alithar opens the door, you are overwhelmed with a sense of herbs and spices. And you see a very large furbolg standing over a pot that seems to be brewing some sort of concoction, and he looks up very slowly. Ah, Alefta. Welcome back. And Alatar's like, Groomsh, it's good to see you, my old friend. Do you have that tonic that I've been wanting? And Groomsh slowly looks down. It's brewing now. And Alatar's like, fucking perfect. Welcome to Herbalife. And you guys see all these plants and twigs and trees and leaves hung up all over the walls. You see all sorts of different vials with different colored liquids inside of them. And Groomsh is just wearing a leaf coat. And he turns to you. Oh, champions. And he slowly puts his hand in the fist, his right hand in the fist, and puts it over his chest and bows very slowly. And Althtar's like, yes, 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 champions, bow. I want my tonic.
I'm gonna kind of half-heartedly do the bow back and be like, do we gotta do that every time?
Every single time. It's annoying. I've stopped doing it. But you are newbies. You have to do it.
I'll bow.
I'm just gonna bow, but I'm gonna do it really slow. Takes me like 30 seconds to do it.
You still do it a little faster than he does.
Skate Fart does an awkward shuffle with like a half forward bend.
Welcome to Herbalife. I provide the potions and the well-being of the place.
Fucking Christ, mate. It smells like a hag's cunt in here. How the fuck do you stand it?
A hag's cunt.
I'm not quite sure if I trust any of these healing products you claim to have here.
Hey. Oh, here's Alithar, by the way. And here's and it smells delightful when you. And he slowly puts his hand to his lips. Smoke a little.
You got some weed?
I have lots of weed.
Let's get high. What's up?
Alatar's like, yes, you can get high later. So, I will do the rest of the talking, Groomsh, since you talk too slow. What do you guys want to know about this place?
You have a potion to make my wiener bigger?
He does, actually. It'll cost you 1,000 gold. That's why most people can't buy it. But it's only bigger for about 2 to 4 hours. And he recommends that 6 hours you better go back and see him.
Do
You got a potion to make me grow tits?
Yes, yes, yes. Very funny, very funny. What were you saying?
I don't know. I guess I was just going to say if you could, if I see anything that piques my interest or catches my eye, stands out on the shelves anywhere, behind it, thing like that.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
The cock-shaped vial on the counter. The potions in the balls.
So,
Perception as fuck.
so you see all these different colored potions on the walls. You do see one shelf that seems to be clear of any kind of plant life, but there are 5 vials sitting on the top of it. One vial has this black liquid that seems to absorb the light around it. The next vial looks like a golden liquid. The vial in the middle is a very bright and vibrant green. The next one is a brown looking, almost shit looking vial. Uh, and the final one is empty.
Roomsh, what can you tell me about those 5 vials? Why are they why not by
Yes.
themselves? You cunt stick! Jesus fucking Christ! Alistair, I'll just talk to you instead.
Good choice. Whenever you come in here, you just take what you want, you leave the gold, and then you walk out.
Sounds great. So, what the fuck are those vials over there?
Oh, you're talking about his special brews. Yes. I have no earthly idea. I do know that the shit brown one, apparently, you pour it over something and it turns into solid gold.
Sounds like something I might have to test.
Yes. Well,
And how might I go about acquiring these vials?
you gotta have a lot of fucking money. How much money you got on you?
There's nothing old Groomshire needs some help with. Maybe might be willing to part with it.
Those vials are.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Alatar smiles. Grooms. Stop. Alright. Yes. So apparently there has been some issues around with the soldiers. They seem to be shitting themselves uncontrollably. Now,
God.
Groomsh is looking for something in particular. He writes faster than he speaks. That is a bonus. He can write faster than he speaks, though he only writes in Druid. So you'll have to get it translated. But
Well, that's a shame.
he is looking for a specific plant that grows in an area over in the Kaobauta lands.
How do you spell that?
Kaobouter. And Skinkfart, you know, hey, that's my homeland. And he says this feather or this plant is called the red sickle. He's run out because there have been so many cases of this shit just everywhere. That is why we have a shit pit, by the way. But we have run out, and the next order is like months away, and he's looking for people to find it. Now, I do know that he has a group of police that is headed out that way, and they leave, and he kind of looks at his wrist, even though there's nothing there, right now. But he is always looking for strange plants and herbs and other things that he can make test and make stupid things, you know, vials. If you find any strange plants or anything that seems abnormal to the jungle, bring it to Groomsh, and he will pay you for it. The more rare and more potent the plant, the more he pays. Or he may give you one of these, and he points to the vials around him. He does sell healing potions here for half price since you are policey now, and other remedies and tonics that could assist you medically or physically.
Did we start with any money at all?
So I get the gist of it. If we decide that we want to go plant for you, we get free pots.
Yes, or free pot.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Do you have any missions right now?
Besides the red sickle, I don't think he does.
So he needs a red sickle in my homeland.
Yeah, from your homeland. It's normally found there. Give me a nature check, skink fart.
Is it more of a flower or is it like a bulb?
That's what we're about to find out if you know.
Nature, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know exactly where these fuckers are.
Yeah. So they are a flower. They have this long red stem. Instead of a green stem, it's red, and it blooms out into this white flower. It is called the red sickle. They are typically found near swampy areas or water, such as a lake, river, creeks. They are known to be specifically found in the Cowbouter territory, but they can be found in other areas near water if it stays damp enough. They only grow in a damp environment. Once you pluck the flower, the plant will still have its potency for the rest until it's crushed or burnt or gotten rid of. But it stays potent even after pulling the flower. The potency, which you do know with that nature, is typically used in poisons. But it has been theorized that you could use it to counteract poison.
I use poison to destroy poison.
Yeah, it's fight fire with fire, essentially. Kind of like how they use snake venom to get rid of snake venom. So, Alatar looks at you guys.
So it's an antidote to a well-trained medicine man.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Perhaps I know a bit because I used it in my healing.
Yes.
Since it was a nat 20.
Well, your nat 20 would be you knowing about it.
But it may, like, because of my background, it may be a familiar healing herb.
Yeah. Yeah. The goblins would use that herb for healing. We'll say with
from my lashings and beatings.
you probably would have used a different one. But
It's not that good?
it's a good one, but where you were in your lashings and beatings was a different place, and so they would use different herbs. And herbs
If it's
that
a good antidote is what I was kind of getting towards, like using poison magic on me.
yeah, it's typically used as an anti-poison antibiotic, but it has to be used by the right hands of the alchemist.
I got you.
Okay. Any other questions, you guys?
Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, I'm going.
So you do have two little side quests. One of them being fix the forge with the contraption or design to keep the coals lit for longer. That doesn't require another person to keep it going. And the red sickle, flower for Groomsh, and you can also bring him other rare plants that you find.
Okay.
And he will take those. So Alatar looks around. All right. Well, Groomsh, it's been a pleasure as always. I look forward for my tonic later. And I bid you adieu. And he's like, all right, boys, let's move. And as you're walking out, bye. And then the door closes. And Alatar looks and says, all right, we can go to the Tavern of Heroes since you already know that that's just the local drink spot. Or we can head into the house and I can show you your room.
I could use me a good relaxation.
Tavern.
Very well. Now, granted, if we get shit-faced before we go to the rooms, I may forget where we're going. So,
That's fine. I'm sure we'll find our way.
very well. I like your cut, you salty fucks.
Do
Don't
my
worry, I'll-
sailing now, don't you?
Oh, no. I hate the sea.
That was funny.
Don't worry, Althar. I'll lead the way. We'll fast walk.
And, time to keep up, and he skips. And you guys head straight towards the Tavern of Heroes. As you get there, this building is very large. It seems like it's built to hold a lot of people. And as you enter in, there are a lot of people. You see several gambling games going on, people rolling dice, playing cards, arm wrestling, playing the knife finger game, quick five fingers or whatever it's called. You see lots of conversations. There's tables everywhere. And as you all enter in, several of the soldiers at the front immediately jump up and salute, and then it seems to create this tidal wave of soldiers stopping what they're doing, jumping up and saluting. And Alithar's like, oh, please sit down. These soldiers and their formalities. And they begin to sit down and go back to their business as he walks up to the bar and he says, oh, there he is. And you see a man wearing green robes and dreaded black hair come around the bar with 4 mugs in his hands as he slams them on the bar. Got your order, you fuck! And slams it towards a soldier standing there. And he looks, there's the prince of the drink. Welcome back, Alethtar. Figured it was about drunk 30 for you. You know it, Halbin, he says. And see this man with these gray-looking eyes as he comes closer. And he... seems like we are in the presence of champions. And he doesn't even salute when he looks at the 5 of you. He's the only person so far that has not saluted. And he puts his hand on the bar and, well, you didn't just come here to stare at my beautiful face, did you?
I'd say being champion deserves a free drink, wouldn't you?
I say that you can go fuck yourself. Give me a persuasion check.
Dear God.
I say you can go fuck yourself. Ain't nothing in this world free, boy. I'm sure you'll learn that real quick.
Boy.
I'll have a mug of your strongest ale and a shot of fermented goat's milk.
Rightio, oh sailor chap. And he turns around and grabs a mug and fills it with this very thick black liquid. Turns, slams it down, and yells at girl as she's running by a little human girl. Get me goat's milk for the sailor. And he turns around. Well, what are the rest of you having?
I'll have
I'm
what he's
good.
having minus the goat milk. And I'll take a tall.
And, oh, righto, your majesty. And he gives a little half bow and he turns and fills up the exact same size mug. Here's your tall.
Do you have any snake seed grog?
Um, let me go see. And he heads around into the back. And Alistar looks at the five of you. Well, that's Halbin. A little bit of a character. Doesn't give a shit about anything besides himself and his drink.
As I can tell.
You should ask him about his home brew. He's been looking for some testers. And he puts his fingers in quotes.
Slam my drink real quick. Put it on the table.
So give
Make sure he
give me a Constitution saving throw as you slam it.
This is where it gets bad.
Skink fart and Bolg.
Waiting on our drinks.
Okay.
Didn't we just asked if he had some snake ski grog, and you said, "Let me see."
Yeah. All right. So, you're just hanging out. Do you want to drink too? Because there's a couple of barmaids back there handing drinks out to soldiers as they yell for them. This place is very large. It's all wooden on the inside, but you can see the leather that's pulled around tight on the outside. Behind the bar, there are barrels, several large barrels. Each has a little sign, light to dark, on it. And there are lots of bottles kind of mixed in between. The place is looks pretty disorganized. But are you wanting a drink?
Nah, Frank just kind of sit there waiting to be taken to his room. He doesn't know where it is.
Okay. So as you chug it back, Draxus, this shit burns. It is thick, almost oily as it hits you, and you can feel it go all the way down your throat into your gut. And you initially start to feel a little lightheaded right after taking the massive swig, and you start to sway a little bit, and then you kind of straighten up. You're like, okay.
Time for round 2.
Tick, do you slam yours back, or are you gonna?
Yeah, so I'm going to shoot. Did he come back with my goat's milk yet?
The little girl, she comes up. She looks like to be about 12 years old. A little human girl. She comes with your little glass and sets it on the counter and looks at you with her hand out. And Alatar looks down at her. You fucking little bitch! Get the fuck out of here! You'll get your tips at the end of the night. Get.
Go get.
And she runs off.
Is that one of them orcish car bombs? Orcish horse bombs, I should say.
This is called I don't really know. It's just goat's milk's been sitting out for ages. Get you fucked up, but it tastes like shit. I'm gonna shoot it.
Do you drop it in the drink and then shoot both?
Now, why'd I go and ruin a perfectly good ale like this with doing that?
I think you should try it.
Moron. I'm gonna shoot my goat's milk.
Mm-hmm.
Then
it's super sour.
start slamming, banging on the bar, and I'm just gonna yell as loud as I can and be like, "Oi, hey, you cunts!" And I'll try to get like the whole bar's attention.
All right.
I'm gonna step a chair away real quick.
Give me a.
As he says, I'm gonna slide over one chair.
let me see what you need to roll. Hold on a sec. I mean, are you trying to intimidate people, or are you trying to?
No, I just try to get their attention. Like,
Okay. Give me a persuasion check.
oh shit.
Persuasion is fun.
So there are several people around you, and then pretty soon the whole bar looks at you, and the place kind of dies down.
I just want to say, we're here, new members of the police, and I just got one thing to say to you, motherfuckers. If any of you cunts die out there, I'll come and piss on your corpse myself. For the collector!
For the collector!
Fucking bar just goes nuts.
Such a patriot.
Yeah. Altar just clapping. Well, you are a choice of words, aren't you?
Calvin, get your ass back here. I'm trying to try your special brew. Hurry
Soon-
your old ass up.
Soon you see Halbin come back over. He's carrying a mug, and you see some steam coming off the top of it as he sets it in front of you, Skinkfot. Some grog.
All right.
And he looks around. Well, that'll be a silver apiece. Plus a 5 copper for the goat's milk.
My boy
I'll turn to,
Alatar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alithar said he's got drinks for the night.
Everybody give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, God.
Everybody's gonna roll natural ones.
So Halbin looks with an eyebrow raised towards Alatar. And Alatar's like, just put it on my tab. Your fucking tab's overdue, Alatar. Shit. And he pulls out 3 gold coins, and throws them at Halbin. There you go. Drinks are on me, boys. Give me my usual, Halbin. He pockets the coins and pours Alatar a drink. Skinkfart, what are you doing with your drink?
I'm just going to take a drink out of it like a normal beer.
Gay.
It's a very strong grog. It kind of reminds you of home. And you've not had this drink in a long, long, long time. And it just kind of seeps into your stomach, and you drink it over time. Halvin looks at you, Draxus.
Can Bolg have one too?
The cow wants one too? I guess. And he yells at another girl that's running by, this time a little orc girl. Go get some grog!
Ooh, please.
It'll be back. Which one of you said you wanted to try my brew?
That'll be me.
I bet he does.
Oh.
Says the guy who rides a bull all day.
At least I can handle the horn.
Whole bunch of steers and queers in this bar.
Vreemt ought to know a lot about that, right, Vreemt?
What I know a lot about?
Maybe we can find you a boyfriend here.
I'm sorry. A what?
A male sexual partner.
But I'm not into males.
Well, you're not drinking, so you must like penis.
What?
You sure don't have horns.
Like,
That must make you one of them queers.
we only got two things. Only two things coming out of Texas.
Steers and queers. I don't see no horns on you, so where does that lead?
He says, I've got two kinds. Got a light, and I've got a dark.
How about you put the light in this empty cup right here, and you bring me another cup with the dark?
Do the rest of you wish to test?
Right here, I'm testing.
It's free.
And how about you bring me a third cup with the shit that I just drank?
First, we'll see how you handle the other two.
Fucking A, mate.
So,
Drink like a fish.
Tick, which one would you like? The light or the dark, or both?
I want the dark one.
And he looks over at you, Skinkfart and Bulg. What about you, Combo? You want to try my brew?
No, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
The light or the dark?
Light.
Very well. And he runs around to the back, and a couple minutes go by, and he returns with 4 mugs. Puts the dark one in front of you, Tick. Puts the 2 in front of you, Draxus. And puts the other one in front of you, Skinkfoot. Very well. Light, light, dark, and dark. This is called Halbin's Special Brew. Haven't given a name yet for the shit. But just calling it my special brew.
Smells like piss.
Does it now? Why don't you take a drink and tell me what you think?
Take a little baby sip.
Of which one?
The light.
Okay. Tick, you and Skinkfart, do you guys drink yours at the same time?
I'm going to smell mine. What does it smell like?
Give me a perception check. Okay, we'll take the 7. That was first.
Oh, sorry, I still had advantage.
It's okay. 7 was the highest one. So you can smell the hops in it, and it kind of burns your nose a little bit. And you can smell a couple of other things in it, but you just can't quite make it out. It doesn't smell bad, but you could definitely.
I'm gonna take a good draft then.
Okay. Tick.
Yeah, same thing. I'm just gonna take a big ass gulp of it.
Okay, so I need all 3 of you to give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, fuck. I just took a little sip, damn it.
Oh shit!
All right. I didn't. I was like, did he roll one? Yep, you sure did. Right there. All right. The two of you, Tick and Draxus, even after taking that little sip, you two black out.
Oh God.
Skink
Oh,
fart.
man.
You take your gulp and you put it down. You look around. Okay, this ain't bad. And then the three of you will wake up in your room. So, Flint, you, Bolg, huh?
No, sorry, go ahead.
Flint, you and Bolg and Alithtar are standing there looking at the three of them blacked out, heads on top of the bar. They've spilt their beer all over the ground. Uh, and Alithar is like, they tried your brew, Halbin, and they're pussies for it. Looks like I still need to work on taking the alcohol content down.
Are they gonna be all right?
Oh, they'll be fine. And he looks at a couple of soldiers. You, yes, you lot, take these fellas to the house. I will be there shortly. And several of the soldiers stand up and grab Tick, and you, Draxus, and pick you up. Does Bolg let Skinkfart get taken, or is he gonna step in?
Taken away to a chamber?
Taken away to the house, to the tree.
He'll just follow. He'll probably help.
Okay. All right. And
Buddy, after all.
Alatar takes the rest of his drink and kind of gives a half bow to Halbin and looks at you, Flint. Well, should we follow?
Yeah.
Very well. Off to the house. And since you're the only one that is conscious, you'll get to learn all the fun things about the house.
NATO.
So he and the soldiers carrying the rest of these three blacked out people to the house. I mean, they're like, ugh. You head to the house. You head into one of the very large entrances, and he takes you to this very strange device that you've never seen before. It's wooden in structure with metal rings and rods standing out of it, and what looks like a large rope that heads straight up. And he stands on there with everybody else. This thing is very large. It seems like it could accommodate even more people. And he pokes at something on one of the rods. Really don't understand the language of it. But all of a sudden it lights up and the thing starts moving up. The whole platform does.
What? God damn.
Give me an acrobatics check. No disadvantage or advantage.
Who all needs to do it?
Just him. He. Give Bolg one too. Yeah, because this is the first time Bolg's been on something like this. So Bolg is unaffected. He stands pretty, balances out. But when this thing starts moving, you grab instantly onto one of the rails, and you're like one of those scared kids on a roller coaster, just white knuckling on the side of this thing. And now the tar.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, "What in the goddamn? The floor's moving."
Altar's gonna look back at you and like, oh god. Oh, well, this is called an elevator. Do you
Now what
understand?
now?
An elevator. Do you understand? We go up, we go down.
But why?
So we can get up and we can go down.
Why not use like a ladder or stairs?
Have you seen how tall this tree is? That would take ages. You would be an old man by the time you did.
It build character.
Well, then you can take the non-existent stairs that don't exist and figure it out yourself next time.
I'm starting to see why you people do nothing but drink all day.
It does help, yes. With emotion and as you're going up, you see floors, and this tree has been pretty much hollowed out in the middle of it. But there are several floors as you pass by. You see right 3 floors up a very large library. The thing is not moving terribly fast, but you get a quick glimpse. You see a very large library. There's lots of people. This thing stands 2 of the levels as you go up. Soon you see other areas, what look like housing areas or rooms, as you're continuing to go up, and eventually it stops, and Alatar says, "We're here," and walks off onto the platform and tells the soldiers, and he pulls out this massive ring of keys, and yes, these, and he pulls 3 keys off and says, "This is where those 3 are staying. Each one, yeah. Take them there, put them on their beds. Don't worry about stripping them down. Servant will do
Careful,
that."
they're a bit gentle.
Oh, they know this isn't the first time a champion has done this. Come, your room is this way. And he looks at Bolg and says, strange cow thing. You have your own room.
Ooh.
Yes. This way. One of the soldiers looks at Bolg and puts his hands out to take Skinkfart.
Like a child.
Take care of him.
Yes, sir. I will. And he takes Skinkfart and carries him off. The 2 of you, he leads, kind of follows the soldiers, and you see several rooms or what look like large doorways. Each doorway has a different number on it, or a symbol drawn on it. And he comes to a very large red wooden door with a symbol 35. And he takes one of the keys, turns it and clicks it, and the door opens out into a very open courtyard in the front. And as you walk in, you see 5 other doors. The 3 soldiers take the Tick, Draxus, and Skinkfart to one of these doors, unlocks it with the key that they have, and places them in their rooms and closes. This courtyard is plain. The wood on the bottom is from the tree, and the roof stands 15 feet tall. And there are no windows in this area, but there are several lanterns that have been lit. It's illuminated enough that it's bright enough to see. And he points at 2 rooms, hands Bolg a key, and hands you a key, Faint. Says, "These are your keys. Take good care of them." You're welcome. Take good care of them. They are the only key you get. If you lose it, I get to charge you some money. So don't lose it. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Perfect. Very well. You have access to your rooms, and he walks with you, Frint, to your room as you open the door.
I do.
Okay, so you open the door. The room is very luxurious. It's a pretty large room, about 20 feet by 20 feet. You see a very simple wooden bed, but it looks like the mattress on it is very nice. And there's these silk sheets on top of it.
Can I tell what the mattress is made from?
Give me a perception check or an investigation check if you go poke at it.
Investigation. I ain't
Uh,
no shit.
no, but it's very fluffy and it feels comfy as you push down into it. Uh, it does. It's not like the hay you've slept on or the drowned. It's kind of softer.
Look back. I'll look back and go, where's the hay?
Excuse me.
Where's the hay? What the heck is this thing?
The hay is at the stable. That is called a bed.
Rink is just gonna kind of take off his hat and scratch his head and be like, "It ain't not like no bed I've ever seen."
Well, that's because you're poor.
Straight
I mean,
up.
well, you ain't wrong.
Well, then you'll be in for surprise. And he
I don't
points.
like surprises.
He points to a very large cabinet, a dresser of sort, one of those standing. Man, it just completely slipped my mind. Where you can put your clothes in.
The dresser.
Wardrobe.
A wardrobe. There you go. A very large wooden wardrobe. And he says, you can put your clothes there. And then he points to a dresser next to it. And he says, this dresser is magical. And he opens the lid. And it looks a lot deeper than what it did on the outside. On the outside, it only looks about 2 feet tall. And what?
So I'm just gonna kind of look in and just kind of stick my hand and be like, "Well, ain't that something?"
So you put your whole arm in, and there's still room to go.
Just gonna be like, "Well, ain't that something?"
Yes, it is. So your key will unlock and lock this thing. You are the only one that has the ability to do that besides me.
Hmm.
So you can put important items, things that you find in there. If you wish to get a specific item, just call for it and it will appear. Now, this thing isn't unlimited in holding. You can only hold a certain amount of things. But you have the space that you need to put what you want. And he points at racks on the wall. And he says, you can put whatever you want on the racks. Weapons, armor, heads, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. There is a wash bin, and he points to the far corner, and you see a bowl that's got water, and there's some cloth around it, some towels. You can wash yourself there. There are bathhouses on the 10th floor. 10th floor. Remember that. That is where your stinky ass can be cleaned.
10th floor. How many floors are there?
There are 300.
By God.
Yes. The only one that you need to worry about right now is the 10th floor. Remember.
I'll remember now.
Perfect. There are other floors. You can go to the library, which is the 2nd floor. And that's about it. Everything else is more housing or empty houses. Anything above 100, you have 0 access to. And that's about it. I guess that concludes our tour today of Jaghuis. How would you rate my service on a scale of 1 to 5? 5 being the best.
I guess a 5?
I will take it.
I still don't really understand, but all right.
Perfect. Well, then I will make sure that a cue card is sent to you so that you may officially file out. And this allows me to keep my job.
All right there.
Oh, one last thing. If you ever need a service of some sort, besides sexual in nature, we do not do that here.
Damn it.
He's gonna kind of take a step back.
You see this cord, and by the door, right when you walked in, you now notice that you're in the room. You see a long cord with a chain. You pull this, and a servant will come, and they will fulfill any request that you need. That's not sexual.
Damn
Is that
it!
a problem around these parts?
With the newbies, it is.
Well, that's mighty strange.
Well, make sure your friends understand everything that they see around them. Their keys will be left on the dresser. And I bid you adieu.
Well, bye.
What's a do?
Just gonna kind of close the door.
And he gives this overzealous bow as he backs out of the room. And
All right, you too.
Thought we were passed out.
Yeah, y'all are passed out. So
Oh, I never woke up for all of this.
no, you
Alright.
blacked out.
Oh fuck.
Now that he's left the room, I'm gonna sharpen my axe and begin the slaughter.
The slaughter.
I'm kidding.
So
Well,
He
good
said
campaign,
it.
guys.
He said it.
he said it, did it. You murder the party. Everybody roll new characters.
Oh,
Son
So
of a bitch.
we are going to take a 15-minute break. Come back at 11:30. And we will continue the following morning when you wake up. And we will continue on from there. And we'll say, for the simplicity of it, guys, that Framed does explain everything in fullest, so we don't have to roleplay that part about the rooms. And so you all now have a key. You need to add that to your thing. You are in room or in the area 35 on floor 35.
We're on what? 35 what?
Your chambers are in 35 and you're on floor 35. You each have a key. This key is specific to unlocking the main door into the courtyard, and the courtyard's pretty large. It's about the size of a
I'll be right
house, a 4-bedroom house. It's a pretty large room, and this key also unlocks your door only. None of the other keys will unlock any of the other doors. You can find that out yourself if you want. You also have a storage chest, a bag of holding, essentially, but it's called a chest of holding. You can't take it with you. It's too big. You'd have to lug it between two people. But you are able to keep a lot of things that you find there.
So we have a chest and a wardrobe of holding, basically.
The wardrobe is not a holding. It's just a regular wardrobe.
I thought you said it was magical.
No, just the chest is.
Fuck.
The wardrobe is not magical. The main thing is if you want to put things that you want to lock away, put it in the storage, in the dresser. Your other
Wardrobe?
things, huh?
The wardrobe?
No, in the dresser. The wardrobe, on the other hand, you would put like your common clothes, maybe your fancy clothes and stuff like that, things that you wouldn't want to keep other people from getting.
So is the dresser the one with the magical lock?
Yes.
Deeper than it seems?
Yes.
Okay, I totally thought you were talking about the wardrobe that whole time.
Oh,
I don't know how I missed that.
I'm so sorry, dude. That's my fault.
Yeah.
So, I probably didn't address it like that. So, are you all on the same page now?
Yee.
Yep.
So,
Just trying to
climb
make sure my
inside it.
notes are good.
yeah. If there's any more questions, please ask. And
Chest of...
if you're gonna leave, put yourself on mute, and then unmute yourself when you get back, and we'll kick it back off. Day 2 in Jaghuis.
How many winches can we fit in the chest?
You can try. I'll be right back.
Ring the bell. Ding ding. Bring me witches.
Sounds like that campaign's going all right.
It's going pretty good.
When are you gonna roll a character, Keegan?
I don't know. When I get around to it, I guess.
Today's the day.
Today could be the day. You're right.
To now is the now. He can just play a 14-year-old elf slut druid who wears 3 leaves. That's it.
14 years old, huh?
Yeah, it's alright. It's elf. It's fantasy.
14 and elf years is what, like basically 2 years old?
That's what I'm talking. Uh,
Mm. Do 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 do. Hungry ass. Oh no, my ears just started ringing.
You're dying,
It was
dude.
weird. What are you up to, Keegan?
Not much. Just took a bath.
A bath?
Yeah, I just took a bath. Was chilling in the bath.
Man, I haven't had a bath in so long.
I know. It was crazy. It's pretty cool.
The last bath I took was in a jacuzzi tub. It was fucking amazing. And water jets. Ah,
That may be the last time I had one as well.
you had like actually I had two of them, but it was like you sat in this cupped like seat almost, like the whole area where your back would sit. There's probably like 12 water jets shoot onto your back. It's fucking amazing.
What's up?
I just think that song is funny this particular time.
Hungry eyes?
Yeah, man. Weird timing.
All right.
Alright. It's alright.
I'm back. Got me some chips. Yum.
Just had some chips. They were delicious.
Mm.
Yum.
If the crackling's too loud, let me know.
It is.
It's too loud.
Yeah.
Sound like Tristan over there and Jeremy.
Jesus. Can't even think.
Keegan said he's gonna play 14-year-old F slut.
You
Well,
are.
there you go. There's your little slut you can play with, Jeremy.
Are you gonna join us, Keegan?
Yeah, not tonight anyway, but
Soon.
yeah,
Well,
probably.
I set up the stage for you to be able to get a character into the party. So,
Excellent.
we will work on that and put something get you tied in.
Tied in. Tied in.
So, what do y'all think of Jaghuis?
It's pretty cool.
Queasy place. It reminds me of Avatar.
Oh yeah,
Avatar is one of my favorite movies.
yeah. It's kind of the same concept, yeah. That
I
they.
think so.
You got Avatar syndrome?
Avatar Syndrome. It's been my favorite movie since it came out, man.
No, I just mean, did you get like super depressed after watching it?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I got depressed. I just really thought, wow, like how cool would that be able to just join a different world.
That's what we're
I
doing.
thought it was interesting.
Playing D&D.
Yeah, man. D&D is all about.
I'm trying to be
I just thought it was a pretty
paraplegic.
neat story. I didn't get weird about it.
Put myself into a different alien body. Just trying to clap some alien cheeks. Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
So it's pretty much the same premise. You are living in a tree like that. But this one's a little bit more advanced. There's a lot of other cool things in it.
Yeah, he got to
Advanced
clap some
tree.
alien cheeks. So I better get to clap some alien cheeks.
You cheeky bastard.
Y'all have any more questions for me? What we've gone over or anything?
As of right now,
Okay.
got some pretty good notes. I
Good.
think. Our 3 missions right now are the Red Sickle Flower, Fix the Forge, or Hunt Rare Plants for Groomish. And then the 10th floor is important. That's the bathhouse. There's 300. Libraries on second floor, above 100's off limits. We don't know why. My chambers are on 35, in chamber 35, and I have a special key that unlocks all that shit you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much sums it up, right?
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. There's a blacksmith that you can get your stuff taken care of, and they sell other things. There's a potion shop, herb shop, that you can get other things. So
I must missed the part about the library and the tree. I didn't hear that.
and it's on the second floor.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Jeez, Kevin.
You motherfucker, Kevin.
Oh, my
Piece
character
of
is blacked
shit.
Theoretically, yeah. So there's a library on the second floor. It's a very large library. So basically, what I would like to do going into this next part is for the second day is give you guys the freedom to explore the city on your own. Um, it is a military fort. Um, there's still a lot of things there, but I'll leave it up to you guys on what you guys want to do. So
Sounds good.
Bath, motherfucker. I'm a bath, motherfucker.
Go find some alien cheeks to clap.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So you can catch the clap.
I'm trying to put my hair braid with somebody else's hair braid.
You can braid them together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mix braids.
I'm just trying to mix braids with an alien. Is that too much to ask for?
it is.
Are we starting or?
Well, we're still waiting on
Tristan's not
Tristan.
back.
Fuck.
Probably did run to the gas station to go get a drink.
Oh man.
That's what I did. It took me like 10 minutes.
About to get shit on.
By who?
Sure enough. Playing my Idle Heroes game and
Oh.
Yeah, just got completely shit on.
Unlike me with my fish fight game, I'm a friggin' shrimp gladiator 1 or something now, dude.
Shrimp Gladiator 1.
Fish fight? Is that what it's called?
No, it's called something else, but the game has like fishing in it, and then you fish fight.
Oh, I gotta check this game out. What's it called?
What was it called? Astral something? Astral Chronicles. It's like a
I made
little
it to.
chibi anime side scroller thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I made it to the second boss in Nightmare mode, so to be fair, I did pretty good. Like, the difference in my power level for my team and the power level of this guy is about 1,000,000. Which is huge in this game.
And you lost?
Yeah, I fucking lost. I got murdered. He had double the power level that I did. It was like when Earth Goku, who had never learned anything other than Kaioken like 3, went up against Raditz. Like, he had to just put him in a arm lock and let Piccolo shoot a hole through him, get him down, because he sucked so bad.
Goku didn't even know Kaioken at that point.
Goku knew Kamehameha.
Goku knew Kaioken in that fight, but he couldn't do it past 3.
No, he didn't. That was the Vegeta fight.
Yeah, I thought he learned it through Kai.
Raditz, he didn't know jack shit.
Raditz was way before
Yeah,
Kaioken.
I thought he learned Kaioken when he went to Kai's planet.
Yeah, he did.
That's right. Yeah, I got my timeline messed up.
I like the Team 4-star, that little DBZ abridged. Kyle, what?
Go snap.
Go snapper.
Vegeta. Vegeta, it's a Pokemon. I'm gonna catch it. Look, Vegeta, it's a Chaozu. I'm gonna catch it.
Those guys crack me up still. Though they don't really do the DBZ abridged justice anymore. They're still making them, but they aren't as good as that original Namek Saga and Vegeta thing was.
Vegeta, you self-destruct. Was it very effective?
Oh, man.
Yep, I love that shit. I liked it when fucking Vegeta and Bulma were doing it.
Gallagher. Those guys also.
Not on birth control. I hope you were protection. What's protection? You know a condom? What the hell is that?
Those guys, they play D&D too, and their D&D sessions are really funny. They have all that stuff on their Team 4-star stream YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Pretty
Funny.
good shit.
Super funny.
I guess
I think
we're
I've watched it all the way through like 3 times now.
yeah. I guess we'll start. And when Tristan gets back, we can just catch up.
Catch up.
So,
Mustard.
it is the next morning now. You guys, the three of you, Draxus, Tick, and Skinkfart, wake up with extreme hangovers. Not remembering from the time you took your sip till now, and you wake up in a strange place. Flint welcomes you all back to existence and explains everything in your rooms. and you stand in the courtyard in the middle. What would you guys?
I'm gonna go to the blacksmith.
I'm gonna go check out the post board
Okay.
for something to do.
I will go with Skink.
Okay. And we'll say Flint will go with you, Tick, because his axe hasn't showed up yet. And so you all leave the chamber, walk down this hall. You see 5 other doors, red doors, with different numbers on them. They don't seem to coordinate or go in a numerical order by any means. See like a 2 and then a 47 and then a 38 and the 35. You make your way to the elevator. Frames reluctantly shows you how to do the elevator and pushes something on a rod, and he hopes that that's the right number, and all of a sudden the elevator goes up, and then he pushes a different button really quickly, and then it starts going down. And you, as you go through the floors, you see more what look like the same kind of housing area that you just came from. There's more houses, several levels down. Eventually you get to an area where you can smell what looks like, or what smells like, food being cooked and prepared as you go through another level, what looks like the kitchens. As you head down, you see the bath area on level 10. You can smell the soaps and feel the steam and moisture coming from this area. And then eventually you pass by the library on level 2, the very large library. Eventually you come down to the bottom and split. So Tick and Skinkfart, we'll start with you first, and then we'll do Draxus and Flinked. So you see an older looking elf. He looks older. You haven't seen very many elves so far. You, Skinkfart, can tell that he's older. And he's standing in front of a very large board. And he's got a chalk, and he's writing things and or posting up papers on this large board. And you approach. Doesn't say anything when you approach.
Oh there, mate.
And he turns. Oh, yes.
Got any jobs posted?
And he looks
What are
back
the
at.
quests?
Uh, hold on. And he looks at the board, and you see all sorts of different writing. And the two of you see lots of names on this board. And next to the names is written what looks like jobs. And some of the names say hunt dinosaur or find so and so. You see all these different names, and he looks back at you and he says, have you not been issued a quest?
Nope. That's why we're here, you fuckstick.
Uh, well, then there is nothing for you to do besides what's around you.
Today, Junior. I
Oh,
need a job.
oh God. Oh, there's nothing on the board for Polici. Pretty soon you hear very familiar voice around behind you guys. Ah ha ha! They've awoken. Yes. And you turn and see Alithar standing there. How was your night?
I feel like I got thrown through a dick forest with my mouth wide open.
That is something I'm gonna have to draw later.
I knew there was something off about you.
About me? You talking to me?
No Alithar here.
Uh, off? What's off about me?
You're one of them queer boys.
Oh, you can't tell me you've never tested the waters.
I guess.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Can actually, as you see, being a goblin, that's the most heinous crime there is. To be violated by someone of the same sex.
That sounds a
Punish
little.
people with instant and very sudden death for sodomy.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing you are part of the collective now.
No, it's not. Keep that gay away.
Well,
You could always go to the temple and pray the gay away.
well, why are you bothering old man Hag?
Looking for a job, of course.
A job? Well, I in fact have orders for you, if you wish.
Well, you're the boss, right?
Only of the house, and he pulls out a letter and kind of flicks it open. By order of High Commander Gallic, the champions, the newly appointed champions of the Proving Ground are to meet with him as they are able to discuss their first mission. And that was sent to me this morning. But I don't see the rest of your...
Whoopee! Let's go!
I don't see the rest of your party. You must all go at the same time. I mean, you
Well, I'm not their
won.
keepers. Are you gonna wake them up?
Are they still asleep?
I don't know.
The half-breed went over to the blacksmith to see Holland, if I recall. Vreemt is here with us, right?
No, Frame went to Draxus to go get his axe.
Oh, okay. Along
Um,
with the little farm boy, so we
oh,
like to call him.
well, Shelby! And he screams this, and you see this orc girl run up. She's not wearing very, very nice clothing. It looks pretty drab. And he says, "Go get the two newcomers, the champions. They're at Holland's. Tell them to meet us at the commander's area." And she bows and runs off. Well, in the meantime, this is Old Man. Man, God damn it, my mind is all fucked up tonight. What did I say his name was? Do you guys remember?
The old man?
Mm-hmm. The elf, the old elf that you were just talking to.
Nah,
I just
can't
called him.
remember.
I don't know.
Let me write
Old
it
man.
down.
Started with like a B or something.
Old Man Breg. How's that sound?
That'll be fine.
He says,
Close enough.
This is Old Man Breg. And I've written it down now. Can't forget. Doesn't matter how much alcohol I drink, guys. It's permanent. He says, this is Old Man Breg. He keeps track of all the police and their whereabouts. And as you can see, the board is only half full. Because there's a lot of police here that haven't been sent out or are waiting on new orders. Do you know who issues those orders?
You?
I
Gallic?
wish. Gallic does, yes. As do the voices. Very
I
well.
mean, I am pretty curious as to why, or maybe what kind of tasks that they might have for us.
Oh,
Still not quite sure though.
well,
Hey, I'm just happy to be free. You tell me where I need to go and what I need to do, and I'll smash it.
well, sometimes it's not about smashing. Sometimes it's diplomacy. Sometimes you must talk to people. I know that's a real downer around here, but sometimes that is what you are called to do. Maybe there are tribes that are at war with each other, and you must fight with either fight and resolve the difference or communicate a
Well, let's
peaceful
go see
solution.
Gallic. What are we waiting for? Hey.
Right behind you, skink fight.
Very well. I bid you adieu. So the two of you guys make your way out of the heart of the jungle, out into the courtyard area. It seems to be constantly shadow and dark, kind of dim light uh, in the area because of the large canopy above you. It seems to always cast a shadow over the fortress. You make your way towards the um, to the commander's offices. The first place that you went to. You were greeted by two soldiers who allow you to enter, and you enter the same command center that you did the day before. Draxus, you and Flint make your way to Holand's shop, and you enter. Holand is still there, working in the same spot he was yesterday, sharpening a different looking sword this time. And he doesn't even look up from what he's doing or stop, and he says, well, well, isn't it the champions again?
Did you leave that spot from last night?
I did. Was it to you?
Was it to me? Oh, what is it to me? I think I got the answer to your problem.
Okay.
You want the easy way or the hard way?
Shoot me both, then let's find out.
Easy way is you hire another person.
And the hard way?
You build a windmill with a set of pulleys to run your fire breather.
Hmm. Well, I don't just hire anybody. They must have a talent for the skill.
Anybody can feed a fire.
Perhaps. But if they do it too hot, you ruin the metal. If you do it too cold, you metal. I need something more consistent and knowledgeable. I will give your windmill a try. Do you have a design by chance?
I'm like, I mean, do you want me to show you?
I would like for you to draw it. And he turns around, walks around. You see an anvil and then another anvil, winds his way to a dresser or a table in the back. Comes back with some paper and pen and ink. Puts it down on a table near you and says, "Draw it."
All right, I guess I'll draw it.
let's see. Are you skilled in carpentry? Do you have a proficiency in carpentry, metalworking?
No,
No. Okay.
I believe none of the above.
Okay. Give me a history check
Okay.
as you attempt to draw something that you've seen before. So you feel like you've given him a sufficient drawing. It's a little crude. Didn't really put any measurements on there, but you draw it out, kind of point towards the things. He's just looking straight at it with these wide eyes. And he looks back at you and says, "Well, I'm sure one of my assistants can make that out." And
Scribble it with crayon. Find a piece of driftwood and some fucking wood pulp.
one of the assistants comes back and gives Freemt his axe, and he says, "Wow, golly gee, that's great." And while you're standing there during the middle of the drawing, there's an orc girl that walks up behind you and taps you on the shoulder. Mister,
Yes.
you have been summoned to the High Command offices.
Oh shit.
And Holland looks at you. Already in trouble day one, huh?
I wouldn't call it that. I just drew blueprints so good a blind man can read them.
Perhaps. I will give this theory a test. Your theory a test. If it proves to be beneficial, I will have somebody come get you. And what? Are you leaving now? You're gonna head to the offices?
I'll follow the girl.
Okay. So she guides you to the command offices. You enter, and then you see Tick and Skinkfart and Bolg standing there. And as the two of you enter, and Gallic stands there with his hands kind of behind his back at attention and says, "Well, you're all here now. How was your first night in Jaghuis?"
I don't really remember it.
It hurts.
And you don't see a smile or any different expression on his face. The same expression. Very well. Your father, Draxus, has already left with the other voices, heading back to Tikal. You, five, on the other hand, are going to be given your first orders. And he pulls out a parchment and says, "There have been some strange issues going on over in the Bingtong territory. I need the five of you, since you are new, to go investigate these things. Just investigate. If you find any problems, you are to return immediately here. Do not deal with the issue. I will send somebody that is a little bit more capable of doing that. I am just needing you five to scout it out. There's been an issue over in Bingtong. One of the tribes, named the Venegay Hoof, was traversing their hunting grounds, and they stumbled upon what they believe is an old temple in the northwestern portion of the Bingtong, near the Oolong territory. They believe that they have found corruption there. You are to go see if that rumor is true. If it is, return. and Freemoth will take care of it. I have orders I will hand you, and he hands you this. You will meet Chieftain Orr. When you get to the boats, there is a boat in the dock waiting for you. You will meet with Bob. Bob will be your guide, and he will take
Do you
you.
want me to take notes for all that? You're going a little quick
Oh, okay.
with all these names.
Bob the boater.
Yeah, so they believe they found corruption there. Return if we find it. Come back and meet Fremont, right?
Freemoth, the commander of the police, or basically the Druid Circle.
The elf.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You will meet Bob at the dock. Bob will be your guide. He will stay with you throughout this entire mission and assist you, since these territories will be new to the five of you. Bob is very skilled as far as it goes to traversing these areas, and I believe he will be a good resource for you. You have your orders.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Could you elaborate more on the corruption aspect? What do you mean by that?
I do
What
not
kind of
know.
corruption are you looking for?
I do not know. And he kind of walks around to the table, looking down at the massive map of Ashmite. And he looks at the five of you and he says, "We've not seen any sort of corruption in years. I do not know what this corruption could be. If the centaurs are weary of it, though, it is something to look into. They are very shamanistic in their beliefs, and when the natural order of things does not balance, it worries them. And if it worries them, it worries me."
Them horse people know what they're talking.
Do what?
Those horse people know what they're talking about.
Yes, they do. They are strange creatures, but they are very attuned to the natural order of things. If you find anything out of the ordinary, return. Bob will stay with you. He will assist you.
So you mentioned you haven't seen corruption like this for years. That implies that at some point there was corruption in the past.
Yes.
Where do you think we could maybe learn about some of this history?
Well, you could look in the library. There would be orders, books, perhaps notes from other police that dealt with this issue years ago.
As far as I know, the library's off limits.
No, the library wasn't off limits. He said anything above 100th floor was off limits.
Oh, okay.
Um, he says the last time we saw something of a corruption, if you would say, was about 24 years ago.
It's not very long.
You can seek information in the library, or you can do as we ask and go investigate it in return. Our main worry is if there are changes to the jungle. If you see plants that are withering and dying, that could be some sort of curse. If you see strange life forms, perhaps mutations within the creatures that live in the area, it could be something. That is what you are looking for.
Well, I think we can handle that. Right, Vreept? I slap him on the chest.
Woo! Is he back? Tristan
No.
back? No. Oh, oh hi, Diggy! I think I could do just about anything if you asked me to.
Clinton Wiener sucker.
So, he says, very well. You are dismissed.
Give him a salute
And he
and walk out.
salutes you back. Do the rest of y'all follow, I guess?
Yeah.
Salute.
Yep.
Do the same thing? Okay.
I'm gonna awkwardly stab myself in the chest with my hand and do like a nod bow.
Does Bulk
Don't
try
worry,
to do it
skate
too?
fight. You'll get used to it.
Bolg?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he beats his chest kind of monkeyish like, and then he does a curtsy.
Curtsy. Where did he learn a curtsy?
From a lot different life. Maybe you should ask Bulk.
Maybe I should.
All right. So, do you make your way to the docks whenever you exit, or do you want to head to the library?
What time is it?
It's still in the morning. The day hasn't progressed very far.
Did Alithar say where he was gonna be staying?
He stays in the heart of the jungle.
How far are we from there?
It's just the tree. You're 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk.
So, what do you think, guys? Seems like a pretty boring shit mission, if you ask me. Well, I guess we gotta start somewhere.
We do indeed. Let's go.
We could be at the tavern by nightfall.
I hope so.
I'm gonna bet this is probably gonna take us a little while to get there, but you got the right idea.
Unless, of course, they have teleporters.
No, they don't.
If only.
Don't worry, we got Bob the Boater.
Have all these fancy policey and nobody's learned teleportation. They don't have teleportation stations.
No.
Bob the Boater.
They don't have silt
Can
riders.
he boat it?
No.
Bob the Boater. Yes, he can.
They do not.
Or silt striders, is that what they were called? Morrowind?
Yes,
Gigantic
silt
fucking
striders.
nasty flies.
They look more like giant fleas to me.
Yeah, they do. They kind of look more like a flea. The ugly bastards.
um.
Well, I think if everybody's in agreement, let's head to the docks and see if we can get this shit over with.
Let's go.
Okay.
Moo!
So you head to one dock, and the sailors point you to a different dock because nobody asked.
Oh.
And then you guys will walk to a different dock, to the dock that they pointed you to, and you come up to another military boat with the large paddles and the metal siding, and you see a Vlies, a human, and he's pretty old. He's got gray hair. It's all very short trimmed. He's wearing the same armor that you see the other soldiers. He's got one brown eye and one kind of pearlescent looking eye. And he's kind of barking orders at the sailors to get ready, and he sees the five of you approach and motions you to come on board.
You Bob the Boater.
No. But I am Bob.
The Boater.
Actually, my nickname is Average Bob.
I like my nickname better.
Well, I'm Bob.
The Boater. Nice to meet you. I'm Draxus.
Very well. And he looks at the rest of you.
Oh yeah, Bob. Nice fucking boat you got here.
Looks around. They're all the same.
Yeah, that's what I said. Nice fucking boat.
Oh, that's sarcasm. Okay. Uh, uh, yes, it is a fine vessel. And your name?
I'm Tick. Tick's werewolf.
Okay. I'm Bob. And he points
Hello
at
there, Bob.
hello. And you all?
My name is Skinkfart.
All right. And I'm Bob. Do you ride the cow everywhere?
Yeah, we kind of come as a package deal.
Okay. And what is
You don't tip the fucking boat, mate.
what is the Minotaur's name?
This here's Bolg. Bolg the battle cow. Pleased to meet you.
You put a hand out to shake or anything? Or just generalized greeting?
He's just gonna curtsy, I guess.
And he kind of follows the same motion. I'm Bob. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, gentlemen, and Flint identifies himself.
Gentlemen and reaped.
This here's our homosexual human friend.
Oh, one of the gays.
You want him?
I have heard that
Where
they
did
are.
Tristan go?
I think he went to go get a drink and never came back.
He's okay.
I hope so too.
Kind of feels shitty if you like got in a terrible car accident or something.
It says he's playing
We're making
Minecraft.
fun of him.
So.
Dude, if he's playing Minecraft, I'm gonna fucking kick his ass.
Can you set yourself to idle?
He might have it idled, yeah.
No. Play says it right there. Playing Minecraft.
Yeah, it's been saying that all day though,
Oh,
so probably gotta
okay.
minimize or something.
Maybe. Well, now it's meta. Bob's like, I'm not gay, but I heard it's progressive now.
The youngsters are into.
Do what?
It's what the youngsters are into.
Yeah. What the new fad.
The hip thing.
Well,
Bob the Boater, I heard you could sail a boat up Schitt's Creek.
actually, I don't know how to sail a boat. That's the captain's job, and he points towards a guy standing behind the wheel, and he says, "My job is to lead you through the forests. We'll take the boat to an Orlong tribe called the Black Fang, and we will then traverse there towards the Bingtong territory. There, hopefully, we will meet up with Chieftain Or and the Venegay Hoof tribe.
What's his name? Chieftain.
The Renegade Hoofs.
Yeah, Chieftain Or.
Venegay Bengay.
The Venegay Hoof, yep. Maybe they are part of your friends, crowd. And we will then, Chieftain Orr will show us where this temple is. We'll investigate, return with whatever we find. Sound simple?
All right, lead the way, Bob the Boater.
Sounds like a plan.
Like I've already said, I don't guide the boat. That's and he points again to the captain. That's the captain's job. I just guide you through the jungle.
You got it, Boater Bob.
Through the jungle, the mighty jungle.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of fast tracking. This part you are being guided on. So let me take you back to the Ashmite. So basically, you were being dropped off here. Your token. And it takes a day on the boat on this river to get to the tribe. Whenever you guys get there, you see a fishing village. There are a lot of orcs. They have what looks like black sludge smeared on their faces and on their tusks that are coming out. And is there anything you guys want to discuss with each other or discuss with Bob regarding the mission or anything over the day of travel?
Yeah.
So Draxus, is it?
That is my name.
What's the deal with you? You're a halfling of a sort.
Halflings stand 2 feet tall. I think that's more of your kinfolk.
No, you idiot. I'm talking about you being an orc elf thing.
What's it to you?
Who are you? Why do you know the high priests? Or the high voices, rather.
Well, my father is the high voice.
But he's not really your father. Any fool could see that.
You see, that's where you're wrong. He's my father in everything but blood. Never knew my birth parents.
And Pulse, why is that?
Well, they dumped me in the jungle. As
Oh,
an
you're a
infant.
jungle baby. They should have named you Mowgli. So, let me guess. He found you and raised you up from birth, is that correct?
That's correct.
So why are you one of us? You're basically royalty.
It's still part of the house's honor.
It
One must
honors you
become-
to be an errand boy.
My father was a Jagtar, and his father was. It's part of the tradition of the house.
Oh, very well. Me, I've been a slave for 20 years, getting burned and zapped and beaten and experimented on. And I am just glad to be free. Look at this river. Look at all these trees. Smell that stink of fish shit and crocodile guts. Beautiful.
Well, that's too bad because me, for the last 20 years, I've slept on plush pillows, enjoyed the best wine, and slept with more wenches than you have ever seen in your whole life.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm assuming I can kind of notice them having this conversation.
Okay.
Kind of jump in on it.
Okay.
Say you were a slave, Skingfo.
That's right. What's it
How
to
does,
you?
how does a slave come to be a Jagtar in the proof?
Well, you see, that's a strange coincidence, as it is. I was a slave for a very important elf. Let's
And
say
who
this
might
elf
this
is part of a greater society of assassins, if you will, magic users, blade singers is what they sometimes are called. And you've probably heard of the order, right?
in passing?
Okay, very well. So, in this order, it's off somewhere to the far northeast. They have these elves and they pass this tradition down. Anyway, this guy's one of them, and I got to be his guinea pig. He was going to the proving grounds, as he does every year. I've been before, but usually he doesn't bring me out, he keeps me wrapped up in his wagon. This time, he made the mistake of setting me outside the wagon. Until old Bolg here came along, I knew that it was gonna be just another year. And then you look here, and Bolg, clever fella he is, helped me get out of the cage. I appealed to his better nature, because you see, Bolg is a reject. He has a bit of a particular problem, if you will. He loves women. He loves them so much he can't think about anything else but women. And, they
Sounds
just didn't, the nuns at the abbey just didn't take to him too well, and the priest had to let him go. So we're a perfect pair. As soon as he let me out, I offered him a lifetime of companionship where he'd never be rejected. And Bolg has become my best friend.
Gay.
so that explains how you met Bogue, but I still don't quite understand how you were chosen to be in the proving ground. You know, each one of us has to have a sponsor, somebody with some influence. I fail to see where you could possibly get a sponsor as a slave, or an escaped slave, by that matter.
Perhaps. But you know where I come from.
Hmm. Very well.
You know where I come from. I asked you a question.
Oh, I thought it was just a statement. I didn't see the question. Um, can't say I do. Where do you come from?
My father is one of the high voices. Gigascrote.
That's right. I remember seeing him at the after party.
You see, my brother sold me into slavery. I was the smallest, I was the runt of a proud family of fierce warriors, and as a matter of fact, if you might remember, there was a particular goblin in a fight that we had while we were in the proving grounds, where Bolg kind of went crazy and gored him, and threw him
What?
about 15 feet in the air.
I remember that was.
That's my brother. That was Rockshaft.
No shit.
We slew him. Bolg slew him. See, Bolg knows my story, and he had a fierce rage that came over him. It meant for me to be the one who cast the blade down his neck, but I'm proud to say that I have a friend like Bolg. I love you too, Skigfa.
Well, you two are just regular Calvin and Hobbes, aren't you? Two best buddies exploring the world out on their own. That's great. You know, I
Well,
used to.
I suppose I probably haven't been completely truthful with you. You see, I'm continuing to train. I want to learn this art of blood song, or blade song, Will. And I'm in search of a particular teacher. That's my ultimate mission.
You want to learn blade song so you can go and get revenge on your old master. Is that about right?
It's pretty plain. 20 years I endured. I care nothing for my tribe, but I'll see to it that one day my dad sees. My father, rather, sees. He missed out on.
Well, thanks for sharing. I respect your passion. I can't say I agree with some of the things you said. Can't agree on. Gotta fight for what you believe in.
What's not to agree with?
You see, my family is a family of slavers. We're the fuckers that go out and catch you lot and sell them to the highest bidder. Now, if I didn't know you were the son of a voice, and you weren't mysteriously selected to be on my Jagtar team, I might have slain you myself. Escaped slaves, they're just can't have that happening.
You see, I was sold. And then I was broken out. Then I was paid for. So I'd
Broken
choose
out,
my words
escaped.
carefully if I were you from here on, slaver.
Escaped, broken out, same thing.
My ransom was paid.
-5 attitude towards.
Bringing in that divinity.
Towards Tick.
So what's it with you then? You sell and buy and torture slaves just to keep yourself from becoming one?
Oh no, we don't torture them. We just go out, capture them. Well, soon to be slaves anyway. We kind of just find the most susceptible targets we can find, capture them, sell them into slavery. We don't torture, we don't kill, we're just trying to make a living. That's how I was raised. But, as I said before, escaped slaves just can't have slaves running off. They have to be made an example of.
And
That's
what
the
do you suppose you're going to do about it?
Well, you said yourself your ransom was paid. I can't say I have any reason to kill you. But if I would have met you in any other situation, I might have had a different thought. To me, you're not a slave anymore. But I was just curious as to how you came to be in the proving grounds is all. Now that I know, maybe we can have a certain respect for each other.
Are you familiar with Berharath?
I don't think so.
Wouldn't he know him because he's also a high voice for the elves?
Probably not. You can give
What's his
me
name?
a history check. Tick.
What's his name?
Bahara. Bahara.
You can call him Bareth if you want. It's spelt Behareth, though.
Yes. That's twice. um yes, so he is the voice of the Uthmes, the elves of Ashmine. You know that he's also been on the voices the longest. And that would probably be him, as even though you rolled that nat 20, that your information would be very limited on that.
Okay.
So
But at least you know who I'm talking about in this conversation.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, you understand who he's referring to.
I know him.
I
My
pleaded to
family's-
him for a case to sponsor me to exact revenge on my family. And he heard my plea, and he granted me entrance to the fight as a wild card. I just so happened to be on your team. So he fronted the sponsorship himself. Just to see if it would be interesting, I suppose. He didn't give me a reason. I count it. Things finally swinging my way.
I see.
And being that we are the winners or the champions, if you will, I was granted full amnesty and assigned to this position.
Well, here's to a long and prosperous relationship as fellow policey. Let's hope.
Yeah! Woo!
One more question.
Yes?
How does a cow learn how to curtsy?
Well, you see, I'm afraid of my udders touching the ground.
So stupid.
So if I don't bend over, then I don't have to worry about them getting dirty. You gotta look good for the ladies. They don't like dirty boobs.
Makes sense. I respect that answer, Bogue.
God, that was so hard to come up with. I didn't know what to say.
Can't have your boobs looking bad for the ladies now, can we? No, sir. Fucking A.
And I guess at that, Skink Fart's gonna pay more attention to the tree lines as we're going down the river.
Okay.
We should be getting close, right?
Yeah.
Unless somebody else wants to chime in.
Yeah.
Maybe
Unless
Tristan?
somebody else. Tristan bounced out. Went to gay for pay.
He really is gay.
Basically.
Is giving oral pleasure to all the sailors on the boat as we speak.
God. You may want to call him and find out where the hell he went, Justin.
Every single one of them.
I'm texting him now. I wonder if he thought that we were done or something.
I don't know.
No. Jacob said we were taking a break.
Yeah, just a break till 11:30. Continue it on.
He's such a D&D nut, just makes you wonder. Okay, couldn't see why he would just vanish like that.
Yeah, I know. He's been pretty active tonight too. You know, pretty involved with the communications and stuff like that too. So, well, we can call it a night. Us landing at the Orc Village, it will be a good place to stop anyway. And we can pick it up next week there at the Orc Village with Bob leading you.
The boat. Okay. So,
Sounds good to me.